Welcome to another edition of CUC Coaches Weekly Softball. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Well, it was a busy week for your team. You guys played 6 games, walked away 3-3, so a pretty solid week for your team. How you feeling overall?
Tired. I don't think I'm the only one. I think our players are that way too, but this is the time of the season when it's going to be that way. But when you play, 3 games in a day that you didn't anticipate, or almost 4 games in a day you didn't anticipate, so it was a really great doubleheader win victory for us as a group yesterday. So.
And let's head right to that day on Saturday against Marion. 14 innings in the first game and 11 in the second game, so 25 innings on the day. Like you said, that's more than just 2 games. Mm-hmm. What is the approach there when you kind of get to the 7th, the 8th, the 9th inning and realize, like, hey, we're here for the long stretch?
I'm not really sure you have an approach. I think you're kind of sticking with the game plan that you had originally, and as the game keeps going, that game plan maybe changes a little bit, but not much. I think we did a really good job of utilizing the pitchers that we had. I think we did the same thing in the second game, and I thought you saw our pitchers kind of take steps forward, regardless of what the outcome was. Ashley Schroll and Megan Boska both threw very well the first game, and Emma Borelli came in and shut that game down for us after we were able to score, and she had 2 great innings at the end. And then the second game, we had Eden that started the game, and Callie came in, and she did a great job. Like, she did what we asked her to do. Sometimes, once again, the defense is still figuring out how to play again behind everybody. Emma came back in, and, we just were able to kind of do what we needed to do. And I know Marion got that one 2-1, but we were down. 7th inning comes up, we scored again, and that it's kind of nice to see that, like, we're not giving up. And I think that that's the competitive nature of what we want our kids to get. So playing games like that, you get tired, but they didn't die. Like, their energy didn't let up. They were in the game the entire way, and they were fun games. Marion's a very good team, and, we had some breaks our way, they had some breaks their way. Defensively, they made phenomenal plays, and so did we. So, we just got better. I think Bella started that game. She set the tone in the first inning, and I think from that on, defensively, we're pretty rock on with that, so.
And I'll talk about a couple of players specifically in that doubleheader. And one was Bella Archuleta, like you mentioned. She had a season high with 5 assists on Saturday. And then Jessica Gang had a season high, career high, 5 hits in that first game. And as far as we know, Becky Peroni, in recent history for your squad, is the only Cougar with 5 hits. So just good performances, both season highs for both of those players in that day.
Well, Arissa Santos had 5 in that game too. We had 15 hits in the 2 of them, and Jess probably would have been 6 for 6 if I hadn't have had her sacrifice bunt, So, but she did her job. That's what, being a good teammate is, and understanding the game. So, like I said, Bella started that. We made a play, they've got speed. We made the play right off the bat, and that set the tone. Swing-wise, Jess was able to make, good contact the very first at bat, the very first inning. And she had good timing, good rhythm, everything was there. Arissa was a quiet 5 for me, 5 for 6. It was very, very quiet. I didn't realize that, until I saw the box scores. But then we had the hits that came through, we had, Emily Garcia starting us off again. She's just done a great job in the leadoff spot as a freshman. Melissa Hadzik did a great job with that, and I know I'm pronouncing her name wrong, but I'm not going to try and pronounce it correct because this is how I've been pronouncing it for the last 3 years. It was nice. We had people move players, move runners, and when we weren't able to score defensively, we just made some great plays. We really did. So.
Let's move to Sunday, doubleheader against Alverno, and you walked away with 2 victories in that day, 14-1 and then 7-4. And let's talk about your pitching staff, because you went without Ashley Schroll on Sunday. So what does that say about your staff to be able to navigate and get 2 victories without Schroll?
Well, I think it started in Aurora, and I know we lost 2 games to Aurora, but we really, that second game was not indicative of what their approach was. I think they started to learn a little bit on that day. That's the entire staff. It's not just Ash. It's the entire staff. And then you saw that come to fruition on Saturday, and that just kept building. And when they were able to get out of innings and they had defense behind them, and then we had some hitting that happened, that it was the hitting for both teams that wasn't timely. We had balls in play, we just didn't get the timely hit. So on Sunday we had the timely hit, and Alverno's a much improved team, and you can never, they took a game from Aurora last week as well, so no team in our conference is someone that you can look past ever. And so, I thought our kids came out with, after being tired and being at the field for, on the bus, we were gone for 14 hours on Saturday. all teams go through it. You just kind of deal with it, but then you're turning around and getting back on the bus and doing it again. And I thought they came out with good energy. I think they were tired, but they pushed through it. We were able to jump on them quickly in the first inning, which I think was where we had some timely hits that came in. We found the holes a little bit more on Saturday or on Sunday. And that equated back into the next game, and we went up 1-0, and they came back 3-1. And our kids are used to kind of coming back; they don't give up, and then we end up winning that game 7-4. So I think our pitchers did a really good job learning, and that started in the Aurora games, and then it built up with the Marion series, and then it kind of came a little bit to fruition on Sunday. We're not done yet, though, so they're going to keep learning and keep getting better.
And one last player before we move on from the weekend, Haley Goldsby in the Alverno doubleheader. It was a season high for in hits, RBIs, and runs scored. So productive day from her. At the plate.
Yeah, she was actually spot on Saturday. Like, she hit the ball hard to people on Saturday, so she was able to find the holes on Sunday, and that's what softball and baseball are. Like, there's a day where you're going to hit the ball right to somebody, and then there's a day where it's going to find the hole, and that's just the way the game is. It's an unforgiving game. That's why you have to really be focused and not let it get to you. And I think she was able to take Saturday and move into Sunday, and we needed that. It's nice to see other people step up and kind of take advantage of that. So Haley did a great job with that.
You've got several more opportunities this week. You're going to play non-conference against Lake Forest, and then you've got Lakeland and Benedictine in this weekend. And Lakeland's going to be your senior day. So
yes.
What can you say about this group of seniors that have led you the last few years in this season as well?
I think the maturity level, just being able to watch, just the nice part about being able to coach is you get to see someone come in that's a 17-year-old kid, and then when they leave here, they're 21, 22, sometimes 23, a little closer to that 25 mark. But you get to see them grow, from freshman year to sophomore year, from sophomore year to junior year. And I think this group, which is Alyssa and Gina and Bella and Nikita, I just think that they've done a really great job of understanding what our philosophy is, buying into it, and never giving up on it. And I think that they've seen that, we had a little bit of a rough stretch, and now we're kind of moving past that, and that's really the work that they're putting in with our young kids and being present and just talking with them. And we had a fun practice last Thursday, and it was led by the seniors. Bella, Alyssa, and Gina were all pretty competitive on that day, and Bella won. So Bella's team won on that day. So Dunkin' Donuts for that group. Nice. But you could see that, and I think that them being able to have fun and enjoy that kind of moved into the weekend, and I think their leadership has been pretty good.
Well, we look forward to this week. Hopefully your team can snag a few more wins to inch closer to a postseason berth. Congratulations on a successful past week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. For more information on CUC softball, head to cucougars.com. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thanks a lot, Troy.
Welcome back to the CUC softball field as we get set for Game 2 between your Concordia University Chicago Cougars and the visiting Eagles of Benedictine University. Peter Borkowski joining you once again on the Cougar Sports Network. Let's go over what happened in Game 1. The Eagles downed the Cougars 10-5 off of 14 hits and 1 error. Concordia with 7 hits and 2 errors. Benedictine built themselves a 6-0 lead before Concordia finally got on the board with a 2 spot in the bottom of the 5th. Benny put up 4 in the top of the 6th, however, to get to 10. Cougars would score 3 between the 6th and 7th, but just not enough to come back against the Eagles. Morgan Bruno, the star of the game, with two RBI doubles across her at-bats. That's where most of the damage came from any one player. Meanwhile, in terms of the Cougars offense, several players finished with 1 RBI. Emily Garcia, Melissa Hajik, Bella Archuleta, and Gina Westfall all grabbed themselves an RB. While on the pitching side of things, it was Lodico who came away with the win for Benedictine. Bella Lodico, 5 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of which were earned. Lauren Gallagher came in to shut the game down. 1.2 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, and 2 runs given up. Both of those, were earned. As for the Cougars, Ashley Schroll started in the circle, went 2 innings deep, 3 hits, 3 runs allowed, all of which were earned. She was given the loss to fall to 1 1/8. Meanwhile, Megan Buska came in for 3 innings. Those 3 innings were in 2 different appearances, came in for a bit, checked out, and came back in. Gave up 4 hits, 1 run, which was earned, and then Eden Pufall, 2 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, all of which were earned for Pufall, Eden Pufall giving up the 6 earned runs. So CUC ready to trot out with a similar-looking lineup here in Game 2. Santos still at short, Garcia back at second, Melissa Hajik back in the game, but she'll be playing catcher rather than first base. Designated player this time is Bella Archuleta. Michaela Morris getting the start at third base, Gina Westfall out and left, Megan Buska at first, replacing Hajik from Game 1. Alyssa Katopoulos still in right, and replacing Haley Goldsby in center is Olivia Stroker. And back in the circle to start her second game of the doubleheader is Ashley Schroll. Benedictine, they're trying out an even more similar-looking lineup. Morgan Bruno behind the plate once again. Taylor Oppenheis back at first. Haley Barnes back at third. Victoria Dzinski in right once again. Sam Davidowski, the designated player once more. Mia Gia Marisi is back in the game, this time as pitcher rather than out in the field. Cammie Hurt in center field. Lauren Olson back at second. Brianna Deutscher, still at short. And the flex player for the Benedictine Eagles is number 18, Skylar Pineda. The left fielder for the game will not be batting for the Eagles. So we see Ashley Schroll getting some warm-up throws in. Again, she started last game, went 2 innings deep, 3 hits given up, 3 runs, all of which were earned across 38 total pitchers. So here comes Morgan Bruno as we will get underway here. As the home plate umpire for this game, different than Game 1, brushing off the home plate. As here comes Bruno now. And we are about to get underway here in Game 2 of today's doubleheader between your Cougars and the visiting Eagles from Lisle, Illinois. The first pitch is in there for a strike.
First pitch thrown at 2:34 p.m. Game time temperature of 57 degrees.
First pitch thrown at 2:34 as this ball fouled off of Bruno. So we have an 0-2 count now. 57 degrees. It's progressively gotten warmer as the day has progressed. As here is the 0-2. That ball is low for ball 1. Schroll trying to bounce back after a rocky start in Game 1. Had a short leash. Coach O'Malley Fisher maybe trying to save her for this Game 2 appearance. That ball also in the dirt. Makes it 2-2 now on Bruno. Bruno finishing Game 1 with 4 total RBIs. 2 RBI doubles under her name from that Game 1 appearance. Big reason Benny came away with the 10-5 victory as here's the 2-2. Made contact with, scooping it up as Santos. Throw it over. Buska makes the pick. 4 out, number 1.
Now batting number 8, Taylor Oppenheim.
So here comes Taylor Oppenheis now in Game 1. Oppenheis went 1 for 4, but was able to drive in a pair of runs. Also scored a run herself as the first pitch to Oppenheim misses for ball number 1. As the next offering, the 1-0, Oppenheim sends this deep into right, and Alyssa Contopoulos makes the running grab, however. Good track down there by Contopoulos, and that'll be 2 quick outs for Schroll. Good start here is pivotal for Schroll, who bowed out early in game 1. Didn't give up a ton of damage. Again, 3 runs across 2 innings. But again, Coach O'Malley Fisher, the rest of the coaching staff for CUC, maybe trying to save her a little bit for this game 2 appearance, as the first pitch to her next opponent, Haley Barnes, is low and inside for ball 1. Barnes 2 for 4 last game with an RBI, pair of runs scored as well. That ball is in there for strike 1. Victoria Dazinski on deck. Barnes has to reach safely, though, to get to Dazinski. And Schroll checks the signs, delivers this ball. It's a hopper. Michaela Morris scoops it up, throws it the first in time for the out. So Schroll sends the Eagles down in order. And after a scoreless and hitless top of the first, we head to the bottom half of the inning. Cougars look to strike first here against the Eagles. You're watching the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back in just a second. Arissa Santos will lead us off here for CUC. She led off game 1 as well. 3 at-bats, 1 hit out of it, did score a run, struck out once as well. Meanwhile, for Benedictine, they'll be giving the ball to number 15, Mia Giamarisi. Giamarisi did appear last game as the left fielder, and she went 1 for 4 with 1 RBI. Now she finds herself in the circle, issues a first pitch strike to Santos. On the season, Giamarisi, 13 appearances, second most to the game 1 starter, Bella Ledeco, 11 of her 13 appearances have been starts, 5-5 record, 4.85 ERA, 52 total innings pitched. She now has a 1-1 count on Arissa Santos. Emily Garcia and Melissa Hajik will be up next. And in the hole for CC's, that ball is really fouled back. Takes a roll off the church building. So we are at a 1-2 count now. One, 2. The 2-2. As Giamarisi, the 2-2. Santos sends us deep into right, going back and making the grab for it was Dazinski. So a fly out to right field starts off the Cougars offensive, and now it'll be Emily Garcia with 1 out. In game 1, Garcia went 2 for 4 with an RBI. She looks to continue a very, very good freshman campaign. Zajic on deck. The last Cougar guaranteed an at-bat this inning as the first pitch to Garcia is low and in for ball number 1. Gina Marisi gives the ball a couple of spins before getting set to deliver the 1-0. That ball is high, makes it 2-0. 2-0 now on Garcia. Gina Marisi, in terms of her strikeout numbers, 15 strikeouts to 12 walks, as now she's in trouble of making it 13 walks, a 3-0 count on Emily Garcia. As the 3-0 is in there for the first strike of the at-bat. No surprise Garcia took there. Marisi gets the sign from her backstop, Bruno, and this ball is lined out to the shortstop, Deutscher. So good work from Gia Marisi to fight back from the 3-0 count. And with 2 outs, it'll be up to Melissa Hajic to try and keep this inning alive. And Hajic immediately lines that one into center field. A 2-out single for Hajic. That'll be her second hit of the day after she went 1 for 4 in game 1 with an RBI. And now it'll be Bella Archuleta, the DP for this game. She played at third last game, went 1 for 3 with an RBI herself. And now she's working with a base runner on first. First offering, and Archuleta sends this one into center. That one's going back, but making the grab is Hurt. Able to track that one down. So the Cougars, they strand a base runner at first. And we'll get ready for the top of the second. Coming up shortly, 0-0 game between the Cougars and Eagles. We'll have more for you when we're back on the Cougar Sports Network in just a minute.
Fans, thanks for tuning in to today's game. For more information on the softball program, head to CUCougars.com. We hope to see you at our next game. Yay!
Zero-zero game as we get ready for the top of the second. Ashley Schroll back in the circle for CUC, and she issues a ball down low. It squirts past Melissa Hajic. At the plate is Victoria Dazinski, right fielder for this game. She also played their last game, went 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. A nice game at the plate for Dazinski as Schroll able to fire that one in for a strike. A 1-1 count on Dazinski as this ball misses low and away, makes it 2-1. And that ball popped up to left. Gina Westfall gets under it for the grab. Second flyout induced this game by Schroll. And she's been perfect through 4 batters. Now she'll have to go up against Sam Davidowski, who in game 1, 2 for 4 with an RBI. what she can do here with one out, nobody on. And Schroll delivers that ball right in there for a strike. Cougars outfield from left to right, Westfall, Stroker, and Contopoulos. As that ball is a hopper, eats up Schroll. Morris comes in, makes the throw just in time. Good recovery there from Kyler Morris. That ball bounced up and off of Schroll, but Morris coming in, making the grab and the sidearm throw to Buska to get the out. So with 2 batters up, 2 batters down, it'll now be the pitcher, Mia Giamarisi, who last game and left went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Schroll issues her a strike. Kimmy Hurt on deck. She'll come up to the plate if Giamarisi reaches safely. The 1-0. Giamarisi launches that one foul. It makes its way onto Division Street. So 0-2 count now. As Giamarisi set. And she gets a piece of that one to stay alive, just under it. It's a high pitch from Schroll. Almost got Giamarisi, but able to just get a piece of the ball. As the 0-2, that one high and away. Gets away from Hajik, but no damage done with no one on the base paths. As the 1-2 high and away makes it 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the opposing pitcher, Giamarisi. Schroll delivers. This ball popped up. Emily Garcia calls for it and makes the grab in the infield. So another 1-2-3 inning from Ashley Schroll. As Benny still has not seen a base runner yet. So we head to the bottom of the second now. Cougars Eagles tied up 0-all. We'll have more softball for you when we're back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Kyler Morris will see her first plate appearance of the day. She came in last game as a pinch runner and scored a run, but didn't see any action at the plate. So here's our first couple of swings against the live pitcher today. On the season, Morris has gone 10 for 36 as she immediately grounds this one to the shortstop, who throws it across the diamond in time for the out. So Morris grounds out, and now it will be up to Gina Westfall to try to be first base runner of the inning. Westfall in game 1 action went 1 for 3. Did drive in a run too, as the first pitch she sees in this game, too, is in their first strike from Gia Marisi. One away makes it 1-1. Westfall gets the calls from our head coach down at third base, Coach O'Malley Fisher. The 1-1. That ball high makes it 2-1. Not the first time that Gia Marisi's fallen behind in the count tonight in the second game. As the 2-1. And that clips the strike zone for the second strike, 2-2 the count. And Westfall pokes that one into right field past the outstretched glove of Olsen, the second baseman. So the Cougars get their first base runner of the inning. Second single of the day for the CUC. Melissa Hadjik had the first hit in the first inning. And with the runner on, it'll now be Megan Buska, who finds herself at first base this game after pitching last game on the season at the plate. Buska, 9 for 32, 281 average, as she looks at strike one there. The 0-1. That ball high and in. Buska leaned out of the way. Don't know if it would have hit her. Buska giving the Cougars a left-hand batter here. The 1-1. Buska makes contact, but it's foul. So it'll be 1-2. Melissa Contopoulos on deck. As the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Gia Marisi gets Buska with the high pitch. And with 2 outs, it'll be Alyssa Contopoulos to try and move Westfall and keep the inning going. Contopoulos in game 1, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. As the first pitch she takes is low for ball number 1. The 1-0. And this is cranked into the glove of Deutscher. Lined out to short. So the Cougars, for a second straight inning, strand a base runner, put 0 up on the board. And we get set to go to the third. Still no score between the Cougars and the Eagles. So we'll be back here on the Cougar Sports Network in just a second.
Number 19, Cammy Hurt.
Cammy Hurt checks in for the Eagles.
Stumbled over my words.
Hurt, first plate appearance of this game, and she shows bump, pulls back in time to take a ball. 1-0 count on Hurt. Last game, Hurt 1 hit on 3 at-bats, scored a run, drove in a run, also drew a walk. So a nice game from Cammy Hurt as she takes ball 2 away. Lauren Olsen, Brianna Deutscher also will see at-bats this inning. Olsen on deck, Deutscher in the hole. As the 2-0 is high and away. Schroll yet to find the strike zone in this at bat. Hasn't loaded a base runner just yet, but in danger of doing that here against Cammy Hurt, the 3-0. And that'll be high and in. So there it is. First base runner of the day for Benedictine. Will be a leadoff walk to Cammy Hurt. As Lauren Olsen approaches the plate now. Olsen in game one. 3 at-bats, 2 runs scored, and a hit. Also drew a walk as she shows bunt, pulls back, and the pitch is still in there for a strike, so Schroll able to find the strike here in the top of the third. The 0-1, and there's a bunt, and it gets past Buska. They throw to first, and not in time. The bunt had some hang time on it. Buska came in, almost made the grab, and then by the time Schroll scooped it up and threw it to Garcia at first, Olsen just barely beat it out. So runners on first and second, nobody out for Brianna Deutscher. Deutscher 1 for 2 with a run scored. So drew a walk last game. As the first pitch from Schroll is knocked into shallow right. Contopoulos comes in, and they are going to hold the base runners. So bags loaded and nobody out. After back-to-back singles as well as a walk. And now we get time as Coach O'Malley Fisher comes to have a chat with Schroll and the rest of the infield. It'll be Morgan Bruno at the plate when we resume play. Bruno grounded out in the first to start the game off. Was smooth sailing up at this point for CUC. 6 batters up, 6 batters down, but the bottom of the lineup getting some motion going on the base paths, and now we'll be up to the top of the lineup to see if they can score some runs out of it. Here is Bruno. First pitch to Bruno is away for ball 1. Bruno had 4 RBIs off of two RBI doubles last game, and now has a chance to make some serious noise with the bags loaded, nobody out. And that one just foul. If that stayed fair, that would have driven in at least 2. Ball took a hop on the ground, and so it's a 1-1 count on Bruno now. CUC desperately could use a strikeout or infield pop fly, shallow pop fly at that. As here's the 1-1. Bruno fouls this one off onto Division Street. A 1-2 count on Morgan Bruno. Taylor Openheis waits on deck. Bruno trying to drive in one of these 3 base runners. The 1-2. Fouled back again. Bruno stays alive. Schroll checks the armband. Delivers the 1-2. Here's a short roller. Morris picks it up, throws the home in time for the force out. Good play there by McKyler Morris. As Bruno hits into the fielder's choice, out at home is Hurt.
Now batting for the Eagles, number 8, Taylor Openheis.
So bag still loaded, but with 1 out now, so things look a little bit better with Openheis at the plate. Openheis flew out to right in her first at bat. Result like that will probably score runs. That ball is low for ball number 1. Morris, Santos, Garcia, and Buska in the infield left to right. Hajik behind the plate as the 1-0 In there for a strike, just catches the bottom corner. One and one count on Open Highs. The pitch. In there, strike number 2. And a strikeout or something shallow would be great here. We saw on that first ball hit to Morris for the force out at home. The 1-2. No good on the pitch. Two and two count on Open Highs. The pitch. Strike 3. Big strikeout from Schroll. And the Cougars just 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Bags loaded with nobody out has turned into bags loaded with 2 outs, as it's now Haley Barnes, maybe the last player you want to see at the plate right now. She takes that high and away for ball 1. Mentioned in game 1, Barnes, reigning position player of the week in the NAC. She also had a solo shot in the first game. As the 1-0 from Schroll finds its way home, strike 1. Tough spot for Schroll. Can't really pitch around Barnes, risking a walk, but you pitch to her. You don't know what she can do with her power. The 1-1 is away, makes it 2-1. Schroll shaking off a couple signs from Hajik, and now calling time is Barnes. Gonna reset herself after Schroll and Hajik took a second to figure out what the pitch is gonna be. As here it is, 2-1. Misses, makes it 3-1 now. Three-one count to Haley Barnes. Bags still loaded with 2 outs. Schroll delivers. And that'll drive in the first run of the game. An RBI walk for Haley Barnes. Here's CUC. Have a pick your poison there. Or either you pitch to her and risk a big knock, or you pitch around her and risk a 1-run walk. So Cougars elect to be more cautious with her. They walk her, drives in the first run of the day, and now it'll be Duzinski at the plate. She takes strike 1. Duzinski flew out to left in her first at-bat. That was the last inning. She gets to see Schroll again quickly here. The 0-1, and that's going to be a grounder. Garcia scoops it up, throws to first in time. So Benedictine scores 1, but a big defensive effort from CUC. Bases were loaded with no outs. They only squander 1 run. So we are going to head to the bottom of the third. Benedictine on top now, 1-0. See if the CUC offense can pick up the defense when we're back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Yeah, Gia Marisi back in the circle for Benny as now she has a 1-run lead to protect, and she'll start her efforts this inning against Olivia Stroker, the 9-hole hitter for CUC. Saw Stroker last game as a pinch runner. Also got an at-bat as well. She did nothing with it, went hitless, so she'll try to do something here as she puts this ball in play. Diving play by Olsen to throw to first is not in time. Stroker able to leg it out. So Olivia Stroker, one of the speedier players on the CUC team, able to leg out the infield single. And with a runner on first, a good runner in that, we're back to the top of the lineup for CUC. Arissa Santos. She flew out to right. She takes a big swing at that one. Misses on it, however, for strike number 1. One count on Santos as she shows bunt, lays it down, and drifts foul. Right past Barnes. Will be 0-2 now. Probably would have been successful in advancing Stroker over to second. Instead, we'll get set to do it again at the plate, this time with an 0-2 count. As the 0-2. And Santos launches that one down foul. About as far as you could hit a strike. Santos. She leads this Cougars team in home runs with 5, which is more than double any other player. Garcia and Hajiq both have 2. So Santos now takes ball 1, 1-2 the count. So Santos has the power. Hasn't displayed it yet today. Did have a home run in yesterday's doubleheader against Lakeland. The 1-2 misses, makes it 2-2. The 2-2. Santos sends that one deep into right foul. Ball had some juice on it as well. Drifted foul, however. Two and 2 count. The pitch. Santos pops this one up. And Openheis comes in to make the grab. So after a long at-bat against Santos, she eventually fouls out to the first baseman. So with 1 out, 1 runner on first, it will now be Emily Garcia. She lined out to the shortstop in her first plate appearance in this game, back at the first. First pitch to Garcia. She takes it high for ball number 1. The 1-0. Showed bunt, pulled back in time for a ball. Showed swinging the first time. Showed bunt the second. 2-0. Doesn't show bunt, doesn't matter. It takes ball 3. Stroker still at first for their fellow freshman. Garcia takes the 3-0 for a strike. 3-1 the count now. Giammarisi had a 3-0 count against Garcia in the first inning before issuing a strike. Garcia then lined out. Here's the 3-1. Garcia pops this one into center, touches down for a base knock. So now we have runners on first and second, still just one out. And Melissa Hajik at the plate.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 13, Melissa Hajik.
Hajik in this second game hit a single in her first and only plate appearance so far in the first inning. That was with 2 outs. See if she could do it again and maybe drive in Olivia Stroker from second. Hajik takes that pitch high for ball number 1. Giammarisi running into some issues here in the third inning. First time Cougars have had more than one base runner on. The 1-0 and Hajik. It's a soft blooper, and I believe Olsen made the catch. She did. Olsen and Deutscher dove across each other at the same time, and I think it was Olsen was the one who came out with it. Synchronized magic trick. So it's a pop out to the second baseman. And with 2 outs now, still runners on first and second. It'll be up to Bella Archuleta. She flew out to center in her first at bat. She'll take that pitch for a ball. Archuleta can get on base here, keep the inning alive, maybe score a run while she's at it. And she takes that ball in there for a strike. The 1-1. Archuleta takes high for ball number 2. Here's the 2-1. That ball drilled into center field. That'll touch down. Stroker's being waved home. The throw to the plate is not in time. RBI single, Bella Archuleta, and we are all tied up here. 1-1, bottom of the third. A risky, aggressive, let's say, call from Coach O'Malley. Fisher at third to send Stroker. The throw was close, but Stroker able to beat the tag, give Archuleta an RBI. And now with still runners at first and second, still 2 outs, it'll be Mykyler Morris. She grounded out last inning in her first plate appearance. And she's going to take a ball outside. Leading run is at second. If Morris can make contact here. And here's the 1-0. Morris pops it back foul. 1-1 the count now. The 1-1. Low and in. 2-1 now. Gina Westfall waits on deck. She had a single in the second inning. Morris can reach safely. Morris sends this ball deep into center field. Still going back. It's gone! 3-run homer, Mykyler Morris. And the Cougars jump out in front. It'll be a 4-1 ball game, courtesy of Mykyler Morris' second career home run. An absolute bomb to dead center field. Might have made its way onto the baseball field. Had some carry to it as well. What a smash from Mykyler Morris, and she gives her Cougars a 3-run lead here, bottom of the third.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 9, Gina Westfall.
So with the base is clear, 2 outs on the board, it will be Westfall. Singled last inning. She immediately goes swinging. Fouls that one back. RBI single from Bella Archuleta tied up this game, and then the 3-run blast from Kyler Morris made it 4-1 Cougs. The 0-1 to Westfall misses high, makes it 1-1. The 1-1, and Archuleta swings it, knocks it foul. So 1-2 the count now. Here's the 1-2. High and away. 2-2 evens out the count. Two, and Westfall knocks that one foul out of play. Here's the 2-2, and Westfall goes fishing, comes up with nothing. Strike 3. But a big inning from the Cougars, highlighted by a 3-run blast from Kyler Morris, makes it 4-1 as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Cougars have a lead to protect now. See what they do when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network.
For tuning into today's game.
For more information on the softball program, head to CUCougars.com. We hope to see you at the next game.
Go Cougars!
Go Cougs!
Sam Davidowski up to bat now for Benedictine. She grounded out to third in her first plate appearance. She takes a strike there from Ashley Schroll. Schroll working with her first lead of the day now, a 3-run lead. Thank you to Kyler Morris's 3-run blast last half inning, as this one's poked foul. Makes it 0-2 now. Last inning was the first inning Schroll really showed any difficulty with this Benedictine lineup. Innings 1 and 2 were both 1-2-3. And Benny loaded the bags with nobody out. Cougars were able to get out of it last inning, only giving up 1 run. As that ball is outside for ball 1. One and 2 count now on Davidowski as she went on that one. Either went or they said it clipped the zone. Either way, I'm going to say called struck out looking. Swinging, looking, whatever it is, it's a strikeout and out number 1 for Schroll this inning. As this pitch is lifted into left field for a base knock. Mia Giamarisi helping out her own case in the circle with a base hit. So with 1 out, Benny's got their first base runner of the inning. It'll be Cammie Hurt at the plate now. She drew a walk to lead off the 3rd inning. Eventually thrown out at home on a fielder's choice, hit by Morgan Bruno. That pitch. Misses for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And low makes it 2-0. Count on Cammy Hurt. That pitch low and away, make it a 3-0 count on Hurt. And here's the 3-0. In there for a strike. Lauren Olson waits on deck, followed by Brianna Deutscher in the hole. Bunt shown, and she pulls back in time to take ball 4. So second walk drawn by Cammy Hurt in the game. And it'll be now it'll be Lauren Olson. She had a single as Coach O'Malley Fisher and the rest of the infielders having a chat with their pitcher Schroll. It's really only been the bottom of the lineup that has given the Cougars issues this game. In the top 5 hitters, all they have to show for it is an RBI walk from Haley Barnes. Other than that, everyone else either got out or your Morgan Bruno, who reached via a fielder's choice. As for the bottom 4 pitchers, that's where you start to see a single, a couple of walks, a couple more singles. So this bottom of the lineup has been doing some really good work for Benny in this second game. See if they can keep doing it here. 2 runners on, first and second. Lauren Olson with a 1-0 count now. A single last inning, eventually came home to score. She takes a strike there looking. On 1 count. The pitch from Schroll. Swung through and missed. Strike 2. Now the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Schroll gets her second strikeout of the inning, third of the game. And with 2 outs now, runners still at first and second will be Brianna Deutscher, who reached thanks to a single last inning. And she's going to take the first pitch high and away for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That ball knocked back foul. It made it over the foul netting. That makes it 1-1. That ball high and away again. Makes it 2-1 now. Here's the 2-1. That pitch is high, makes it 3-1 now. Schroll 1 pitch away from loading the bags for a second consecutive inning. Deutscher loaded the bags last inning with her single. Here's the 3-1. Put on the ground. Garcia to Buska in time. The Cougars and Schroll escape another jam. And we now get ready for the bottom of the 4th. Cougars maintain their 4-1 lead against the Eagles. See if they can add on when we're back here on the Cougar Sports Network in just a second. Megan Buska will get us started here in the bottom of fourth. Cougars on top of the Benedictine Eagles, 4-1 right now. As Gia Marisi still in the circle for the Eagles. So 1-0 count after the first pitch was a ball to Buska. Now she'll take a strike there. And Buska swings at a high pitch, fouls it back. It'll be a 1-2 count now on the Cougars' first baseman. Here's the pitch. Blown away, makes it 2-2. So Buska not done just yet. Even with the 2-strike count. Here's the 2-2. That one's away as well, makes it 3-2. Gia Marisi currently at about 55 total pitches as Buska fouls it off. So continuing to try and get the pitch count up. Some action in the Benedictine bullpen. Gia Marisi might be close as she'll walk Buska. After having a pitcher's count, lets Buska reach first for the leadoff runner. As here comes Coach Heidkamp. This might be Gia Marisi's last pitch of the day. She's talking with the home plate umpire. So waiting for an official sign here. Gia Marisi's taken off her face mask. I think she knows her day likely up. And it will be. So Gia Marisi leaves the circle, and we'll have a new pitcher coming in for the Eagles. We'll have more info for you about her when we're back here on the Cougar Sports Network in just a second. So some defensive changes here from the Eagles. Gia Marisi's day in the circle is over. She moves back to left, which is where she was last game. And now in the circle is number 21, Morgan Magnabosco, a freshman out of Tinley Park. It's about 45 minutes or so down Harlem from the campus of CUC. In the box is Alyssa Contopoulos. She shows bunt before pulling back. She'll take ball one. Leadoff runner on first, courtesy of the Megan Buska walk. Magnabosco gets a swinging strike there on the season. Freshman, 8 appearances, 7 of which have been relief. 6.14 ERA across 14 2/3 innings of work. She now has a 1-1 count on Contopoulos, who lined out to short in her first at-bat. The 1-1, and Contopoulos lays down a great bunt. The throw to first is in time, but And it does its job of advancing the base runner. So sacrifice bunt from Contopoulos moves Buska over to second. And with one out, it'll be Olivia Stroker now.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 11, Olivia Stroker.
Stroker a single to lead off last inning. Came the score of the first run of the day for CUC. As the first pitch she sees here bounces away. Buska's going to take off from third and get there safely. Great run there from Buska. Immediately took off and gets herself at third. Meanwhile, Stroker has herself one ball. As the 1-0 to Stroker, she's not going to swing, but it'll get in there for a strike. So 1-1 the count. Next offering misses, makes it 2-1. Here's the 2-1 to Stroker. That ball hit and gloved by Deutscher. She throws over to first in time, but coming home to score is Buska. So RBI for Olivia Stroker, and she makes it 5-1 now.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 15,
So with 2
Arissa
outs,
Santos.
nobody on. It'll be Arissa Santos. Buska officially given a stolen base on a run to third. As the first pitch to Santos bounces in the dirt for ball 1. Santos 0 for 2 in this second game. 2 flyouts to right and first base. One now on Santos. As the next offering low for ball 2. Two one in there for a strike, so we're evened up at 2-2. Agnabosco trying to get the final out of the inning. Can do it with the strike here. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got her with the off speed. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 4th. But the Cougars, they tag on one more run courtesy of the Olivia Stroker RBI groundout. They take a 5-1 lead into the top of the 5th. We'll be back here in just a second on the Cougar Sports Network.
Appreciate you tuning in today's game. To stay up to date on all things CUC softball,
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CUC Softball. We'll see you on campus soon. Good?
Morgan Bruno, the leadoff hitter of the day, will also lead off the 5th inning here as Ashley Schroll almost clips her at that one. Bruno able to get out of the way of it. 1-0 count now on Bruno, facing Schroll for the 3rd time today. As the 1-0 from Schroll is a grounder. Garcia scoops it up, throws it to Buska in time for the out. So 2 pitches. Schroll is able to get Bruno out, and now it'll bring up Taylor Openheis. A fly out to right and a strikeout swinging so far in her 2 plate appearances in this game. That pitch misses away, 1-0. Set delivers that ball, another grounder, this time to Santos, eats her up and squirts away for a base appearance for Openheis. Have to see if they rule that an error or not.
Now batting for the Eagles, number 20, Haley Barnes.
Either way, it'll be Openheis at first. So they will be listing it as a single for Openheis. And a lot of velo off the bat, so tough play for Santos. Now here's Haley Barnes. Barnes so far a ground out in the first and then drove in a run with a walk in the third. Benny's only run of the game so far. And Barnes went a little too far on that check swing. It'll be strike 1, 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. It's high as she tries the back pick, but no good. And that ball fouled off, so 2-2 the count. Count evened up at 2-2. Troll delivers, and that ball fouled off. Barnes, I think, tried to check her swing. Still got a piece of it. Luckily, it's a foul ball. 1 out, 1 runner at first, and Openheis. Here's the 2-2. High and away, make it 3-2. And there's ball 4. So full count walk to Haley Barnes, her second walk in her 3 plate appearances today. So with runners at first and second, just 1 out, it'll be Victoria Dazinski. Dazinski so far 0 for 2, fly out and a ground out. As now we're going to have a pinch runner here. So Barnes will head to the dugout, and coming in is number 27. That is Lena Lawrence.
Pitch running for the Eagles, number 27, Leanna Lawrence.
Lawrence takes her place at first. And that ball gets over Emily Garcia, so we'll have bags loaded here. With still just 1 out. A single for Victoria Dazinski, and now here comes Coach O'Malley Fisher. Have another chat with her junior pitcher Schroll. Openheis over at third, the pinch runner Alina Lawrence at second, and then Victoria Dazinski at first. No pitching change for CUC. Schroll still out there. it'll be Sam Davidowski, who was grounded out and struck out looking so far in this game. Has a chance to make some big noise with bags loaded, just one out. And she looks at the first pitch for a strike. Davidowski does represent the tying run. And Schroll delivers. That ball, short dribbler. Morris scoops it up, and they're going to say foul. I believe it hit right in front of her before spinning into the infield. Would have been a desirable play for CUC. Morris came up, scooped it up. They probably would have had the force at home. Instead, Davidowski gets set for the 0-2. Schroll delivers. That ball is lifted. Garcia makes the grab, and the base runners have to hold. So good pitch there by Schroll to induce a very short pop out. And with the bag still loaded now, 2 outs, it'll be Mia Giamarisi, who is out in left field now instead of pitching. First pitch, and that ball is lined and gloved by Santos. Does she get it in time? She does! Orissa Santos, diving play, flips it to the second baseman, Garcia, and that was inches away from driving in a run or two. The Cougars once again escaped a bases-loaded jam, and we head now to the bottom of the fifth. CUC still on top, 5-1.
No errors and 3 left on base.
Emily Garcia up for CUC, bottom of the fifth.
22, Emily Garcia.
As we are hitting the home stretch of the second game. CUC still on top of the Eagles, 5-1, as Garcia immediately swings at the first pitch. It's a short blooper. Coming in to make the grab, however, is Gia Marisi for out number 1.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 13, Melissa.
1 pitch, 1 out for Magna Bosco, and with 1 out, it'll be now Melissa Hajik. Hajik 1 for 2, a single, and then a fly out to the second baseman. And now she has a 1-1 count versus Magna Bosco. One, and Hajik sends that one up into the air into center field. Coming in for the grab is Hurt for out number 2. 2 outs, and now it'll be up to Bella Archuleta to keep the inning alive. Archuleta fly out to center in her first at bat. In the third, she drove in a run with an RBI single. That tied up the game 1-1 before the player on deck, Michaela Morris, sent a 3-run bomb over the center field wall to give the Cougars a 4-1 lead, which has now been extended to 5-1. Meanwhile, in the batter's box, Archuleta swings through that one for strike 2, 0-2 the count. The 0-2. Did she go? They appealed down the line. She did not. So it'll be ball one. And here's the 1-2. Archuleta takes in the dirt. So make it 2-2. Count evened up. The 2-2. Archuleta leans out of the way of. So 3-2 the count. Here is the 3-2. Archuleta takes strike three looking. So the Cougars go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fifth. We head to the top of the sixth now. The Eagles got to start putting up some runs if they want to make this one close. They trail the Cougars 5-1. We got more action for you in just a second. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Cougars Sports Network.
We love the support you give us on and off the field. To donate to our athletics communication department, hit the like and thank button.
This helps us continue to have the best live stream possible for some great Cougar softball moments. Thank you and enjoy the game.
Cammy Hurt on the plate now. And she's going to look at a ball from Ashley Schroll, still going strong in the circle for CUC. So this is the area of the lineup she struggled with the most. Hurt, a pair of walks. Lauren Olson on deck, a single. And then Brianna Deutscher, a single as well. So this bottom third of the Benny lineup has been doing good work this game. All the Eagles have to show for it, however. It is one run. Here's 2-1. Oh, in there for strike one. The 2-1. And that's fouled. Bounced off her leg, too. So we're evened up at 2-2. The 2-2. Low and away, make it 3-2, full count on Hurt. Swung on and missed, strike three. So full count, Troll sits Cammy Hurt down. And now with one out, it'll be Lauren Olson. Olson, a single and a run scored in the third, and then struck out swinging in the fourth as she looks at strike one there. Here's the 0-1. In there, makes it 0-2. Roll. Still sitting under the 100 pitch count so far. That ball in there, strike three. 1, 2, 3, sit him down for Lauren Olson. And with back-to-back Ks, it's now Brianna Deutscher to try and keep the inning alive. Full count strikeout against Cammy Hurt, and then a 3-pitch strikeout against Lauren Olson. Now it'll be be up to Deutscher to try and keep the inning alive as she looks at that one. Bounce in front of Melissa Hajik for ball 1. Yep, taking a second to brush the plate off. Now the 1-0 from Troll finds the strike zone for strike 1. 1-1 the count. That ball dribbler to Morris. Throws it across the diamond. 4 out, number 3. Benny, they go 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the 6th, courtesy of 2 strikeouts from Ashley Schroll. And we will head to the bottom half of the inning now. Cougars still on top of the Eagles, 5-1. We'll have more action for you in just a second. Kyler Morris will lead us off here in the bottom of the 6th, and at her last plate appearance did the most of the damage as she almost got another hit there. Deutscher, a nice play, but can't get it across in time. Morris got robbed of a hit at first, but Deutscher not able to recover after the dive, so it still turns into a single for Morris. Instead of it going into the left field, it stays in the infield. As Morris gets her second hit of the game, following up on her 3-run homer in the 3rd inning, which is still the major point of difference. Westfall's bunt goes foul. A little too on top of the ball, so it makes it 0-1 now. Westfall 1 for 2 in this game with a single in the 2nd and a strikeout swinging in the 3rd. Here's the 0-1. Westfall takes it for strike 2. Here's the 0-2. And Westfall almost gets hit. Just barely misses it. So it stays at 1-2 now. 0-2. In the dirt. Good job by Bruno to be able to dig that one up. Morris is an aggressive base runner at first. And here's the 2-2. And that ball swung on. It sticks in the dirt to throw to first in time. A weird swing. Westfall was on top of it, and it just stuck in the dirt, spun around. So basically the same thing as a bunt. They're going to say it was a foul, though. Now the umpire's having a discussion. So the count will remain 2-2. Not sure what the call was. Must have bounced foul first. The 2-2. Westfall pops this one up. Everybody coming in, and I think Bosco makes the grab at the end. So Westfall goes from moving the base runner over to flying out to Magna Bosco. And with one out, one runner on, it'll be Megan Buska, who struck out and walked in this game. Also scored a run and has a stolen base too. So a little bit of everything except for a hit. See if she can get that one here. And the 0-2. In the dirt, it gets away from Bruno. So going to second is Morris. Should go down as a pass the ball. So 1-1 count on Buska. One. Blowing away, 2-1. Buska takes a hack at, fouls it back. So we're even up the count at 2-2. Two count. The pitch from Magna Bosco. And here's a one hopper, and it eats up Open Highs. And Morris, she's going to come home, and she's going to be tagged out. A aggressive try there for Morris to try and score. She's out. The one hopper from Buska got away from Open Highs. And now we'll have a pinch hitter here for the Cougars. Haley Goldsby checking into the game, the pinch hit for Alyssa Contopoulos. 2 outs, runner on first.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 4, Haley Goldsby.
So they're going to say Buska reached first on an error by Open Highs. And then Morris thrown out at home. So 2-1 count now on Haley Goldsby. As Goldsby pops this one up into center field, and having no problem with the grab is Cammie Hurt for the final out of the inning. So Benedictine now, as they are down to their final 3 outs, as they have to make up 4 runs for a tie and force at least some more softball here. See what they can do. Ashley Schroll going for the complete game. We'll have the conclusion of this top of the 7th when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Morgan Bruno at the plate. She takes strike one from Ashley Schroll. Bruno so far 0 for 3, a pair of groundouts and a fielder's choice so far today in the second game. As the next offering is poked. Morris gloves it, the throw across the diamond in time. Good glove there by Michaela Morris. It's the throw in time, and Benedictine now down to their final 2 outs.
Now batting for the Eagles, number 8, Taylor Openheis.
It'll be Taylor Openheis. Openheis, fly-out, strikeout, and a single so far in her 3 plate appearances this game. And she'll take that one high and in a little for ball 1. Schroll delivers. Clips the edge of the zone for strike 1. CUC close to getting their first home win of the season. As Openheis pops this one up. Marissa Santos calls for it and makes the snag for out number 2.
Now batting for the Eagles, number 20, Haley Barnes.
Haley Barnes represents the last out for Benedictine here. She has to reach safely to keep the game going. Troll delivers the first pitch, and this is a one-hopper. Morris over to first in time for out number 3, and out number 27 for the Cougars as they take down the Eagles 5-1 here in Game 2. So the Cougars and Eagles walk away with a split on the day. Eagles took Game 1 10-5, and the Cougars take Game 2 5-1. Let's go over some of the final statistics from this second game.
At the end of the game, Cougars take the 5
Win 5-1. Cougars scoring those 5 off of 7 hits, no errors, while the Eagles score 1 run off of 5 hits, 1 error, and a big number for the Eagles, 8 left on base. They had bases loaded twice with 1 or less outs, only got 1 run out of those combined efforts. So a great day from Ashley Schroll and her defense to keep the damage at a minimum in situations like that. Let's look over some of the statistics. First for the Cougars and their offense. Leading the way was Michaela Morris, 2 for 3 at the plate, including a 3-run blast. That was the main difference maker in this game. As for the other runs driven in, Bella Archuleta and Megan Buska and Olivia Stroker given the other 3 RBIs. And as for CUC's pitching, it was Ashley Schroll. She went 7 innings deep the whole game in 101 pitches. Gave up 5 hits, 1 run, which was earned, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. As for the Benedictine Eagles, the lone RBI came from Haley Barnes, a walk she drew with the bases loaded. Pitching-wise, Mia Giamarias with 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, all of which were earned. She'll earn the loss, while Morgan Magnabosco, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, didn't give up any runs. So good day in relief for Magnabosco. Her offense just couldn't pick up the deficit left by Giamarisi. So the Cougars, they take 1 out of 2 against Benny after their 5-1 Game 2 victory. The Cougars, they'll be back at it this Tuesday. Then they take on the number 19th team in the country, the Dominican Stars, at the ballpark at Rosemont in Rosemont, Illinois. Those games on this Tuesday are scheduled for 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Coverage can be found at our website, cucougars.com, I want to say thanks to everybody making this Cougar Sports Network production possible. Abby Kulig, our producer for the day, Lindley Southern working the scoreboard, under the direction of Sydney Plaskuslar, who was coaching on the softball field today, and our sports information director, Kayla McLeod. But don't go anywhere just yet. After the Cougars' 5-1 victory here in Game 2, we got a post-game interview coming up with a member of the Cougars squad, so that'll be coming up shortly in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Stick here on the Cougar Sports Network. What's going on, Cougar sports fans? Welcome back to the Cougar Sports Network, and I'm joined by two members of the CUC softball team, Bella Archuleta and Michaela Morris. Guys, you come away with a split on the day against Benedictine. You lost Game 1 10-5, but you're able to come back, win Game 2 5-1. So talk me through kind of that in-between game process. How do you guys bounce back from that loss in Game 1, come away with a pretty dominant win in Game 2?
Honestly, just energy. We wanted to focus on keeping the energy up no matter the outcome of the game, celebrating big plays and the little things. Like Coach always says, it's that one thing that we want to focus on. So I guess the biggest difference in that game was just focusing on our energy.
I would say, I don't know, personally, I know for a lot of girls on the team, having fun is a major thing to have, because if you're stuck on that first win, the second game's not going to be any fun, and you kind of need to, like, let go and just, you know what, you have an error, laugh about it, move on, and then just have fun.
And for you two specifically, I want to talk about, since you both play third, we see a lot of trade-off between you two. So, I mean, how do you guys kind of work through that? I mean, like, when you're playing third, are you, like, listening to what she's doing, seeing what she's doing? Obviously, Bella's been here 4 years, had senior day yesterday. You're still a freshman, Kyler. And then when you're on third, Mikyler, I mean, are you giving her tips? Just how do you guys kind of work through that platoon strategy you're doing at third base?
We're basically like best friends, you know. If I'm doing bad one game or vice versa, we'll just switch out and we'll just give each other advice. I've been here for a while. Mikyler keeps me young, gives me something to strive for and push myself. And I love this bond that we have, and I'm appreciative of it for my senior year.
Bella just like, oh my gosh, love of my life. No, she pushes me. She like out of the whole dugout, her voice is like distinct, and I know she's got my back, and she tells me exactly what I need to hear, and I know to look for her when I need guidance. So it's just I'm trying to follow her footsteps because it's one that like I admire and I appreciate so much. So don't look at me. Stop.
And as for your guys' offense, I mean, both of you picking up some RBIs today. Bella, you did it through some base hits. Mikyler, of course, you had that blast out to center field. Talk about your approach in big at-bats like that. You're coming up. You know you can drive in some runs. You can do some damage. Just what's going through your mind of, hey, I need to be able to drive some runs in here. I need to get a hit, whatever it is.
Just focusing, you know, there's a lot of outside chatter and everything going outside of the box, but just refocusing and knowing that you're the best person at the job for the time being and having confidence, and that's what helps ring me in to stay focused, I guess.
I know a big thing is that like coach is giving me an opportunity because she trusts me and my teammates trust me, and they're expecting me to put it in place so they can get around. So I don't even care if I get out. I just need to do something and cause chaos. So I just look for like at least a hard hit. Try not to pop up. I tend to do that sometimes, but yeah, just put it in play.
Right. And then last thing to wrap up here, you guys got a good test coming up on Tuesday, taking on Dominican, who is ranked nationally right now, top 20 in the country. What does the process need to look like from, you know, right now, the end of this game 2 against Benedictine to first pitch on 5 p.m. on Tuesday, so you can go into that Dominican doubleheader despite how good they are, the best prepared you guys can be? What does this process need to look like over the next, 24, 48 hours?
I think Mikyler summed it up really good. Is having fun. When we're having fun, we're playing our ball game. We're doing what we know what to do. Just carrying that energy from today's game into Tuesday. Really, I mean, we're ready for them. We're looking forward to it, and that's all I can say right now about it.
I'm going to quote Coach O'Malley Fisher, just like jump on the first pitch. Like that's what we got to do. We just got to come out strong.
Well, Bella, Mikyler, thanks for joining me today. Congrats on the Game 2 win, and good luck on Tuesday. Cougars taking on the Dominican Stars this Tuesday at the ballpark at Rosemont. 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. are the times for that doubleheader. Coverage can be found at our website, CUCougars.com. But until then, this is Peter Borkowski signing off the Cougar Sports Network, and wanting to say, as always, go Cougars!